Hey, friend. Welcome back. Last episode, we talked about the chaos paradox. How peace can feel scary when your nervous system is used to intensity. And how you replace chaos with structure and clean dopamine so you don't run back. Today, we're going to the next layer. Because once you stop running back, you hit a new wall. You still don't fully trust yourself. You can have a plan, you can have boundaries, you can have a calmer life. But in the back of your mind, there's this fear. What if I don't stay consistent? What if this is just another phase? What if I fall off and prove everyone right? That fear is heavy. And if you don't deal with it, you'll keep living cautiously. Like you're waiting for yourself to fail. One clear problem. You want a new life, but you don't trust the person building it. One clear solution. You don't build trust with motivation. You build trust with proof. Small proof, repeated, until your brain says, oh, we actually do what we say. Desired state. You become the kind of person who follows through. Not perfectly, consistently. Here's the paradox. Most people try to change their life with big decisions, but real change happens when your identity changes. Because your identity is the invisible boss of your behavior. If you see yourself as the one who always falls off, you will eventually act like it. If you see yourself as the one who can't say no, you'll keep folding. If you see yourself as the one who never finishes, you'll quit right before it gets real. So the goal isn't just to do new habits. The goal is to become a new type of person. And that only happens one way. Proof. Think about trust in any relationship. You don't trust someone because they promise. You trust them because they show up repeatedly. Same with you. If you keep breaking promises to yourself, your brain learns. We can't rely on us. So every new plan feels shaky, even if it's a good plan. That's why you can want change with your whole heart and still sabotage. It's not laziness. It's a trust issue. Let me tell you about Nia. Nia was smart, capable. Everyone saw potential in her. But she had a pattern. She'd start strong, then disappear. Gym for 2 weeks, then nothing. Business idea, then silence. Course purchases, then no progress. And she hated herself for it. She'd say, I don't know what's wrong with me. But the truth was simple. She had trained her brain to expect her to quit. So every time she tried again, she carried this invisible doubt. Here we go again. That doubt wasn't negative thinking. It was evidence-based. Her brain was just reading her history. So we didn't start with a bigger plan. We started with a smaller promise. A promise she could actually keep. Because you don't fix trust by making bigger promises. You fix trust by keeping smaller ones. Here's the system. 3 blocks. Block 1, stop chasing motivation. Block 2, build identity proof. Block 3, lock it in with a proof stack. Block 1, stop chasing motivation. Motivation is a mood, it comes and goes. If your life depends on motivation, your life will be unstable. So instead of asking, do I feel like it, you ask, what's my minimum? Not your best, not your perfect, your minimum. Because minimums create consistency, and consistency creates identity. Block 2, build identity proof. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you are. When you keep a promise, you cast a vote for, I follow through. When you break a promise, you cast a vote for, I don't trust me. Now, one vote doesn't decide your identity, but repeated votes do. So your job is to collect votes for the new you. Not with huge wins, with boring, repeatable proof. This is what most people miss. Your brain doesn't change from inspiration. It changes from repetition. Block 3. Lock it in with a proof stack. A proof stack is a short chain of actions that you do daily, even on your worst days. Not a long routine, a short chain. Why? Because when your emotions are low, your brain needs a script. Something so simple you don't negotiate. Here's a proof stack example. 1. Drink water. 2. 2 minutes of movement. 3. 1 sentence towards your goal. That's it. It sounds too small, that's the point. Because the goal of the proof stack is not intensity. It's identity. It tells your brain, we show up, even small. Now let's make this real. Pick one identity you want. Not a goal, an identity. Examples. I am consistent. I keep promises to myself. I handle discomfort. I finish what I start. I don't run back to chaos. Pick one. Now pick the smallest daily action that proves it. If your identity is, I am consistent, your action might be 5 minutes of your craft. If your identity is, I handle discomfort, your action might be sending one hard message you've been avoiding. If your identity is, I keep promises, your action might be a daily 10-minute walk. Small, repeatable, non-negotiable. And here's the rule. It must be so easy that you feel slightly ridiculous skipping it. Because we're not trying to impress anyone. We're trying to build trust. Now, there's a trap you need to avoid. It's called all or nothing pride. That's when you say, if I can't do a full hour, I'm not doing anything. That mindset is the old identity trying to stay alive. So here's the replacement mindset. Small counts. Because small is how you stop being the person who quits. Let me show you what this looks like in a real week. Day 1, you do the proof stack. You feel nothing. Day 2, you do it again. Still nothing. Day 3, you do it again. A little less resistance. Day 4, you miss. But you come back the next day. That's a huge identity vote. Day 5, you do it again. Now your brain starts expecting you to show up. Day 6, you do it again. You feel proud in a quiet way. Day 7, you look back and realize you didn't rely on motivation. You relied on proof. That's how trust is built. Not by feeling amazing, by showing up when you don't. Now let's deal with the fear you're probably feeling. What if I break the streak? Good. Let's talk about that. Because the goal is not perfection. The goal is recovery speed. People who stay consistent aren't people who never miss. They're people who don't turn one miss into a collapse. So here's the new rule. Missing is allowed, spiraling is not. If you miss, your only job is to return. That return is the real identity vote. Now here's your Paradox Stories experiment for this episode. It's called the 7-Day Proof Stack. For the next 7 days, do this. Choose one identity. Write it at the top of a page. I am the kind of person who... Race! Choose a proof stack of 3 tiny actions, max 10 minutes total. Example stack options. Water plus 2-minute stretch plus 1 sentence written. 5 push-ups plus 5 deep breaths plus 1 message you've been avoiding. Open laptop plus 5 minutes of work plus log 1 win. Put shoes on plus 10-minute walk but plan tomorrow's first step. Do the stack every day for 7 days. Track it with 1 simple line each day. Did it. how I feel now. That's it. No fancy tracker needed, no new notebook required, just proof. And here's the most important part. Do it on your worst day. Because that's the day that changes your identity. Anyone can show up on a good day. Your new life is built on the days you don't feel like it. Now let me give you one more tool that makes this even stronger. It's called the closing ritual. Every time you complete your proof stack, you do one tiny celebration. Not big, not loud, just a signal. Smile. Fist pump. Say done. Mark the check. Why? Because your brain learns through reward. And the reward is what makes the behavior repeatable. Now, I want to close with something straight. You don't need more confidence. Confidence is a result. You need more proof. Proof creates trust. Trust creates confidence. Confidence creates momentum. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're rebuilding your relationship with yourself, and that relationship changes everything. Because once you trust you stop begging the world for permission. You stop running back to chaos. You stop folding under pressure. You stop quitting when it gets quiet. You become stable. And stability is the real flex. So here's your one step today. Pick your identity. Pick your proof stack. Start now, not tomorrow. Even if it's small. Especially if it's small. If this episode hit, like it, share it with someone who's tired of starting over, and subscribe for more Paradox stories. Until next time, don't build your life on moods. Build it on proof. Custom message. Proof builds trust. Teaser text. Small counts every day.